folks, I'm the Bald Guy, and these are Bald Guy Basics. Today I have a tool. I don't know if I want to call this a tool review as much as a tool demonstration. If you live where you maintain property, and that's what a lot of my videos have addressed, you may have an item that is very useful this time of year, a leaf blower. However, many leaf blowers come with a vacuum kit, and most people, frankly, you put these things up and you never use them. I wanted to show you how simple they are to operate, simple they are to use, and point out their usefulness as well as their deficiencies. I have here a Poulan leaf blower, and simply, I've already made the attachment. You have your guard here for your intake. That keeps debris and stuff from coming through your machine. However, you just pop your screwdriver in this side and it releases a latch. It's spring loaded. You pull it back and this thing just inserts and turns. This is now your intake. So when you crank this thing up, it's going to suck leaves and whatever else you try to suck in. You got to be careful with this, but leaves are the most easy thing for this to process. Sucks them in, it hits the impeller, the thing that's actually drawing the suction, and the thing is hard enough, it'll actually grind them up, and then it's going to blow them into your catch bag here, which has a shoulder strap. So you're pointing the thing in the same direction, but now instead of blowing air out, you're sucking air in. Now, what it doesn't do, if you are, as I am, in an area with a lot of pine cones, the pine cones will not go through the impeller. It will not grind them up. But leaves are great. Now, if you think this is an item that you're going to get up leaves from under a tree, probably not. Excuse me. You will be able to, if you use the blower part to blow your leaves up together, you can now mulch them or grind them and they'll go into your bag. But the area that I found this thing the most beneficial, and I'm not going to make a video on it, but you hear the traffic behind me. Our driveway kind of goes down and we have a culvert, a drainage ditch that runs along with culverts under the driveways. So all these leaves, and yes, some of the pine needles, always collect in those drainage ditches. And those are the hardest area to get out. I mean, if you're going to blow them, what am I going to do? Blow them out in the road, which is that's kind of frowned upon. This is a great tool if you have that particular problem. I can go down into my ditch and just crank her up, suck the stuff right out of the ditch, and that way it doesn't blow it through the drainage pipe under and get that stopped up. So it's a really handy thing for those kind of things. It's also handy around the house in corners. If you have a corner where two sides of the house come together, for us, around the chimney, around the deck, around the front porch, where stuff wants to build up, these are really great for getting those out. Now, the bag, which is a handy bag, it's easy to dump. It has a dump feature on the back. You just unzip it and you can dump your clippings out that are ground up. Not the handiest thing out because you need to take this loose, which is just loosed by a single thumb screw here. Wing nut, I was trying to think. But and the volume that you can do is also limited. However, in those limited applications, ditches around the corners in the house, it really works well. So next time you're buying a leaf blower, look and see if it has the vacuum feature. It's not the thing you're going to use every week of the year. In fact, you'll probably only use it during the fall of the year. However, it's a pretty handy thing to have. So I think I've got some leaves over here at the edge of the woods. I don't have them blown up together, but I will show you how effective it is. So let me take the video and set up over here and we'll see what we can demonstrate. All right, as you can see, there's quite a bit of leaves here. I'm just going to run this for just a few seconds to show you what it is capable of doing, and it's not as ungainly as it looks, so just bear with me 1 second. All right, that's about as much as I'm going to do for today for demonstration purposes. Loosen our wing nut. And unzip and as quickly as that, we have dumped our product. And when it says mulch, I can get a finer mulch by mowing these, but I want to demonstrate this for you. It's a pretty handy item to have. I tell you what, it's really some other uses. Even I wouldn't want to use it much for something like sand, but light debris, it's not too bad, as long as you're not dealing with something that is going to hit those plastic blades on the impeller and rupture those. I don't know if it picked up on the video, the audio portion of it, but just a couple of the stems on those leaves had little twigs next to them, and boy, you could really hear when it hit those. But it's a nice handy tool to have. So if you're going to buy a leaf blower, let me get a little closer here. If you're going to buy a leaf blower, you might want to consider whether it has the vacuum attachment. That's what it is. It's handy to have if you've got the leaves. If you don't have the leaves, you're never going to need it. So there is my review of the Poulan leaf blower and vacuum system. So I hope that will help you decide next time you're buying if you need that extra feature or not. I'm the Bald Guy, wishing you a wonderful day. All right, after making my earlier video, and I'm going to splice this back in, so I don't know if this is first, middle, or end of the regular video, I realized that you might want to see how this thing is assembled. So what I've got here, I've got my leaf blower, I've got my intake chute for the vacuum, and then the vacuum bag with some leaves in it. And this thing has a big flange on the inside, so all you do is unzip your bag here and put it through, and then the flange is too big to go through this intake hole, or exhaust hole I should say. So the only tool, what did I do with it? There it is. The only tool you're going to need is a flathead screwdriver. On your grill that blocks the intake, on one side there's a simple compression latch. Okay, I'm done. Now I always put my screwdriver here because it's spring loaded, which means it's going to slap shut if I'm not careful. And this thing has grooves with pegs on the actual body. You just set it in the pegs to see which way to turn it and turn it. All right, that installation is done. On the other side, take our wing nut and loosen it enough sure I don't lose my screwdriver. And I know I'm tangled up here. There is a notch on the bottom of your tube here, and the notch goes in the bottom, so I can't really turn this any other way. Once you fit it in there, now your installation is complete. The reverse process, exactly the same. Take that off. Put my notch back in the slot. Tighten him up. Figure out which way I got to turn this intake. It came off, slap shut, we're done. I have assembled it and disassembled it all in the time it's taken to watch this section of the video.